what we call dart manipulation using the pivotal method. There is the slash and spread method, which kind of takes time before you achieve it. But this pivotal method, you can achieve your dart manipulation in a little bit technical, but once you know the rules, it is easier than using the slash and spread method. If you're just joining us, please subscribe to the channel, tell someone about this place. If you're a regular visitor, thank you for watching the videos. Give us a thumbs up, drop your comments, let us know what you are doing right and how we can adjust to your needs. Okay, just use the subscribe button just right under you, put on the notification bell so you can know when our new videos drop. Okay, so back to the video. We're talking about dart manipulation using the pivotal method. So I'll be using my marker. I don't need the tape rule, but I say tailor, you always have your tape rule on. I need my basic bodies, which would have a shoulder dart and a normal dart. If you don't know how to do the shoulder dart, check my videos. I have something about how to do the shoulder dart. Excuse me. It's easier to manipulate a dart that has a shoulder than just ordinary the leg dart or the basic French dart. Okay, so you just take another paper, then you place your pattern bodies, your basic sloper on it. It's a sloper is when you turn it into a specific design that is a pattern. This one, and I use it for every other thing, so it's just the basic sloper, nothing else. Basic, no adjustments, no specification. So it's when you turn it into a pattern, something that you maybe extend the neckline, extend these bodies or something, you tweak it. That's when it turns to a pattern. Okay, so back to what you were doing. The first thing you need to do is get a paper that is a little bit wider. You can see this is wider than my basic bodies. It's wider up and it's wider down and it's wider at the side. Okay, so I stick to the middle, my center front with the paper. I'm going to just pin it at the center of the dart, just one pin. I'm just holding it, and I'm supposed to use a punch pin, but this table I cannot punch. So if you have a table that is a foam table and you have your punch pin, just hold it down together. So I'm just putting it in the middle. I'm not just to hold it up and down together. Okay, that's that. So you have your shoulder dart, you have your normal dart. So what I want to do is just what we call dart transfer or dart manipulation. I want to transfer my dart from my shoulder dart to my side post dart. I think that's a common dart. So, and in another one, I'll transfer this shoulder dart from the shoulder dart to the center of my neck. Okay, so, or let's say to the middle. Okay, so those are the things you need to do. So stay tuned. So the first thing you will do is you have your shoulder dart already. You mark the dart point, the place where you want your dart to get to. You mark it. So I've marked my underpost now. Make sure your center front is equal to the paper, and then so you're going to now take your pencil. You're going to I told you I want to move this shoulder to this place. So the first thing you do is trace your neckline all the way to the beginning of the shoulder dart, and then you do what you stop. Okay, you also go and trace from the down part to the beginning of this bust dart and stop. Now if I want to move the dart here, that means I have to trace all the way to here. So whenever the starting point of your two darts, you trace your paper all the way to that place. So I trace all the way to this place and I stop. So I've stopped here and I've stopped here. So what I need to do is to close this and move it here. So once you've stopped here, you know this is the stopping point. Okay, so with your darts standing in place, your paper to paper in place like this, you see that my pin is in the middle. I'm also going to use my hand to secure the pin. Then I'll just gradually move my dart. This is one leg of my shoulder dart. This is the second leg. So I'm just going to gradually move my second leg of the. You can see that I want to put my dart on the left side. Then I'm moving my paper to the right. Okay, so I move making sure that my points does not miss each other. Then I move my second leg gradually to where the first leg stopped. You can see this. So I moved this back to, I moved this shoulder leg, I moved the second leg to the just move your dart from one place to the other. Now always notice that darts always have this angle. That's because by the time you overlay it, you can trim the rest. Okay, so while you are cutting, don't cut even like that. You know, just put the angle to it and just cut like that. So this is me simply moving my dart from the shoulder line to the underbust dart. You see that? Now we can also move it to another place. Yeah, so we can move it to another place. So let me try again on the second side so that you will get what I am doing. Okay, so I go to this side again, and so I have to go from this place now. So again and again, center to center. So what I want to do is that let me see where I can move it to. If I move it from here to, so I stop here. I stop here. Okay, so I want to move it again, and I pin the middle to the middle. Yeah, and I just leave it down like that. Okay, so the rule is wherever you are moving your dart to, you need to indicate the space. So I want to move this now to the center of my neck to do a dart manipulation. So I'm going to move it to this place. So whatever you're moving it to, you have to indicate it on your bodies. Get? So I'm thinking if I can move it to 2 places at the same time. Okay, let's see. So I'm moving into this place. I can manipulate it one French. Okay, so now what do? I'll just trace from here to here and I stop. Okay, then I go back to trace. So you know, you always trace from the starting point to the ending point. So I trace this space. You can see now this time around I'm not stopping because that's not the point I want. I stopped here because that's the point I want. So I continue tracing all the way to the beginning of what the shoulder dart leg, you know. So and next thing I will do is, you know, I hold this down and secure my dart. So what do I do as usual? This time around I want to put my dart, this is my shoulder dart, I want to put it on the right side. So I'm going to move my paper to the left. You know, the other time I wanted to put it on the left, so I put my paper to the right. So that's the rule. Once you want to put the dart on the right, you move your paper to the left. Once you want to put your dart on the right, on the left, you move your paper to the right. Once you want to put it on the left, you move your paper to, once you want to put it on the right, you move it to the left. Okay, that's the trick. Okay, so I do this again. You see, I've stopped on one dart leg. I just move my gradually, making sure my bust, my middle bust does not move, and I move these points to meet my first point. If this one and this one does not meet, then there's a problem. Maybe while you were moving, this place you shook one way or the other. If this place should shake, then there will be a problem. Okay, so I stop like that, and then I continue drawing to. So like I said, I want to see if I can do 2 places. Let's say stop somewhere here. So let's see what we have. We have like how many inches space? that being said, now we can now, spread our drawing. So we're going to have two of the dots. Okay, so there's 1 inch space between them, or whatever space you have between them. So this is a 1 inch space. In the middle of this space, I'm going to draw a 1 inch, which will be what will be left inside. So 1 inch space. Okay, so the 1 inch space is for each of them. So I go here to here. This is one, and I go here to here. This is the second one. Okay, I go. So in this 1 inch space, I'm just going to interpret it to look like this exactly, so that it looks like what we have drawn exactly. Then we also go and draw this to this, and this to this. So we have try to spread it into 2 places. Okay, so now that we're done, what we're going to be doing is, place this over this. That's 1 of it. Now, as usual, I also want to do that to replace the other side, and I'm also going to place the other one over, leaving our 1 inch space. Okay, so whatever style you want to do, you're going to have to obviously overlap your sewing. So now it now depends on how you want your sewing to be. You can, so while you're sewing, you can just have this to this, and I'm going to bridge it down. So we have our neckline. So from here to here and here to here. So once you're sewing now, these two, you can have them like this, and they have the neckline. You can sew them over each other. You can sew the down part to do the darts, or you can leave it just laying on each other to do your darts manipulation. Okay, so that will give us 2 lines in the middle. So you can just follow that style to do any dart manipulation that you want. This one too, now we moved it to this side. Whatever you want to use it for, you can use it. Now if you want to use it for aesthetics, that means when you're sewing, but whatever you're doing when you're sewing, you want to sew this out now. You know those dresses that are the under busts, that will be there. So you can just use this method to do that. Now the final thing is, when you're sewing, please don't sew to the bust point. Sew at least 2 inches away from the bust point. The bust, if there's any tiny space remaining in it, so if you want to sew now, you'll be sewing like 2 inches away from the bust point, 2 inches away, or like maybe 1 inch away, or 1.5. Just don't get to the bust point so that it doesn't press the bust. Once you sew now and just pencil it out, if there's any allowance here, the bust will ease it out. And then so if you want to sew in onto this side mostly they sew it in, so just like the normal dance. And this type, they will mostly sew it over the dress, so that it will just give it beauty on the body's form. So you can take it the other way, so that you'll both be facing the same. So you fold the first part and fold the second part to give us our neckline back. Okay, so once we do this and we place it back, we will go back to our major neckline. Okay, so this is it, our neckline in the complete form. Now don't worry, because this is no meetings, because you've not sewn. By the time you sew back, this place will conform. So this is it, and you can just sew it back. Also don't sew to the middle part, and then you have your normal dart. Please note that you can also erase this dart and move it here. That means you can move both of the darts into one space. Okay, so that means the way we did this one, if you want to move both darts into the same space, you will just, let me pin it back. So let's say we want to move both of them into the same space. So let me go again. You know that stop. And then you also move this, you move the leg, you move the leg, you move the leg. You can see that. I hope you saw that. So I go again. You want to move this and this into this way, so it will be wider than this. You don't want any that, you know. So obviously we start from here, we stop. We start from here, we stop. You move the second leg of the normal dart into the first leg, and then you do what? Keep drawing. You draw up to here and then you stop. Okay, so for this one now, and then you go back, you close it back, and you also do this one too. You close it and then you draw it. So that means for this one, if you are closing both darts,